Man, look at the ducks. Look at the ducks out there.
It's a big weekend for Dirt King and Charlie Ingram, calling ducks along the Cumberland River and hunting those Tennessee whitetail with a new kind of rifle from CZ.
The first thing we're going to do is a little deer hunting in this snow, and we're going to be trying out something that's really important. New for 2006, CZ's got the ultimate hunting rifle. Listen now, this may be the most important change in centerfire rifle in a very, very long time. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to show you more about the way this Ultimate Hunter rifle works, and we're even going to do a little duck hunting with our friends from Lake Sport Boats. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's time for Outdoor University with Charlie Ingram and Dirt King. Join nationally known outdoorsmen Charlie Ingram and Dirt King as they give you the inside tips on hunting. Whether you're after white-tailed deer, wild turkey, elk, or ducks and geese, Outdoor University can teach you all the fine points that will make you a better hunter.
We got some interesting things going on. This started out as kind of just a straight line whitetail hunt in Tennessee, but what happens to us? The weather. It's 75 degrees one day. The next morning we get up, it's already been freezing rain. Next thing we know, we've got a little snow. But the important part about this show is what we were trying out is the new CZ Ultimate Hunter. Going to be available in the first part of 06. You're going to have to watch for it because I'm telling you, it's going to be a real strong piece of equipment. It may be the best long-range production rifle ever built by man.
And it's going to take some kind of shot to get this one, but Dirt and the new CZ Ultimate Hunter, chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum, are ready for it.
Well, we'd already zeroed these guns at 200, but by the way, they're capable at 1,000.
It didn't kick hard at all, did it?
You know how far that is back there?
No, but it looks like a long ways. Was it 500, 600 yards?
600 yards.
600 yards.
We are having a rifle based on a 550 action in .300 Win Mag with detachable magazine that we can guarantee an accuracy of 1 MOA at 600 yards.
We're on the Wetlands Acquisition Properties, a private conservation preserve in Middle Tennessee, about an hour outside Nashville. And some of the shots here can be pretty long, but Dirt's been practicing out to 1,000 yards. Dirt's rifle, the CZ Ultimate Hunter, is a prototype built with the same manufacturing procedures that are used in the production models. In just a few months, hunters will be able to buy this kind of accuracy over the counter. And on this cold Tennessee morning, we're hunting right where old Dirt wants to be. It's the first new snow of the year and the easiest time to track.
The deer stuck out like a sore thumb. If you can't find your deer in one of those fresh snow days like that, maybe you ought to start watching football or something, because this game may not be for you. That is the easiest time to hunt whitetail, especially in the Big East.
This is prime whitetail land with plenty of water, graze, and cover near corn and bean fields. Food, water, and shelter go along with careful management to produce some outstanding deer.
Here comes another deer out. These does are just running around in this snow, just jumping around, acting kind of foolish.
And while Dirt is after a big buck today, some of the does are too good to pass up. Dirt and the other owners of this land have agreed to keep the buck-to-doe ratio near 1-to-1, so taking just enough of the does helps build a better herd. And it also keeps Dirt in tune with his equipment, so he'll be ready whenever he gets a chance at that shot of a lifetime.
As you know, you've seen us, and the management of these places that Charlie and I both own are very significant to us. We want to make sure that our ratios are 1-to-1. Therefore, we do take a lot of does every year, which is a good thing if you're working for a gun company, because that gives us the opportunity to try out some of the product, and that's exactly what we did. Dead deer. The first deer that I shot was at 200 plus. The gun just performs absolutely beautifully. My goodness. Look at there.
A long shot and a perfect strike with the new CZ Ultimate Hunter. CZ has developed a way to produce a fine quality long-range rifle at a very competitive price. and to build each copy of that rifle in exactly the same way. That means that each Ultimate Hunter is built equally well. You won't have to worry about finding a good one. And any Ultimate Hunter rifle that you buy will provide custom-built accuracy at a mass production price.
This one I like.
And late in the day, when Dirt gets back into the stand, the big one returns.
I believe I'm going to have to shoot him, don't you? Here we go. That is a good buck. How about that?
Old Dirt hunts in a lot of different places, but he always takes the same approach to a trophy. Deer grow much larger in some places than in others, depending on the herd and the habitat. And Dirt knows that the real trophy challenge lies in finding and taking the best deer that your hunting location can provide.
We thought it was the same buck that came in this morning, but when he got up there to where we got a better look at him, he started turning, we realized just how far out this buck was. I mean, when you see this footage, this buck's really reaching out there and touching someone. He's way out front, got a kind of a little hook down and a hook in. So it wasn't the same deer that we got to see earlier this morning, and that means that next year that other one will still be there, and we're gonna try him too. Then I got a phone call right in the midst of all this, and it was my buddy Jim Stenzel from Lake Sport Boats, and he wanted to do a little duck hunting tomorrow, and I gave him the specs on a boat I thought I might could use in my duck business, and he's hooking to it on the way from Arkansas, which is about an 8-hour drive. He's gonna meet us up here tonight. We're gonna do a little duck hunting tomorrow. So y'all be with us. Duck hunting on the Cumberland River.
We're out in the blind with Dirt King and his wife Connie on a winter morning in the Cumberland River bottoms near Clarksville, Tennessee. It's classic duck hunting weather, gray and damp, and starting to snow.
So Connie and I get out there the next morning, and what happens? Well, we got this blowing snowstorm going on.
There's plenty of room to move around here in the shooting part of the blind, and that curved roof hides them from the ducks. The one thing it won't do, though, is keep them warm.
That snow is, that sleet's kind of bites when it's coming down through there. Okay, here's a duck.
Those camouflage panels are easy to make. Just bend a section of welded hog wire into a half circle and cover it with your choice of camo. Then put a hinge at one end, a bungee cord to open the lid, and some type of release mechanism at the other. That'll give you a good view of the ducks and lots of room to get ready to shoot.
One more time here. Uh-oh. Oh, well, this is a two-holder. I forgot. I forgot I was shooting a two-holder. We let him go.
Okay, I told you now, if you missed one, you had to give me my gun back.
Next
day, my old buddy, or that afternoon, my old buddy Stenzel shows up. We get my new boat. We spend most of the night, you know how you do, stay up all night rigging the boat, making sure your decoys are tied up, your guns, all that's fixed. Well, we did that. This is the next day when old Jim and I get out in the weather, try to kill a few ducks on the Cumberland River.
Do a 1, 2, 3 on this.
Dirt's new Lake Sport duck boat just got here, straight from the factory. Charlie and Dirt's friend Eddie Burkett are helping Lake Sport President Jim Stenzel get this boat into the water for the first time, or they will as soon as they can break through the ice. This land is managed for game. The corn is left standing to provide both food and cover, and we're right on the Mississippi Flyway, so we should see some ducks today.
What we've done is we moved all the decoys away from where they were looking dead in our face. We're trying to get them to come upwind, and we're going to shortstop them right in front of the blind. In other words, we're going to give them a place to get into right there at the blind and kind of blocking off the rest of this bay. Now, if it works, it'll look like I'm really smart. If it doesn't, I'll be stupid.
And in just a minute, we'll have more duck hunting from Tennessee, right here on Outdoor University. We're on the Cumberland River in Tennessee with Dirt King and Charlie Ingram. The decoys are set, and the calling is just getting started.
Golly, you can blow a call.
But the first few flocks won't come in quite close enough.
Golly, they flared off bad.
Patience and some hard calling eventually start to pay off.
Going down.
Look at him. He got him.
And now it's time for Shooter to get to work.
She'll pick up this other green head out here. Yeah, baby.
This might be good.
Oh, look here, this is good. What are you talking about?
The problem with being in business and being a hunter at the same time is that work can interfere with your hunting. Jim and Dirt only had a few hours to get out on the Big Sandy River near Paris, Tennessee, and the birds weren't flying on the river. So they ended up in a pit some distance from the water, and that's where Jim showed off his special talent.
Well, how'd you learn how to do that?
Well, I saw my dad do it. I think I was about 7 years old, and Dad he called just kind of a mouth call and sounded something like that. And I thought, you know, if you work at it, that could sound pretty good.
Now show him you ain't got a call in hand.
Yeah, no call.
There you go.
Just the way you do it, and so then you try to take best thing to do, learn with a call, is how to do your hail calls, chatters, and that kind of stuff. And then you try to do it with your hand, and chatter would sound something like this. And hail call, it'd sound like.
Unbelievable. Well, there you have it, sports fans. No wonder he built such a good duck boat, because he even acts like one, thinks like one, and can call without a call.
We'll go into the field with some young hunters in Colorado and watch them learn about their game and their environment. Youth Hunting Out West, that's next on Outdoor University.
How beautiful is this place? It's always a treat to be out here. Oh, there's one right there. How much fun is that? That's fun. You know, Tom, I think how blessed we are after just 4 years of CYO, where we're at, the successes we had, and those specific, situations that we've witnessed and we've watched. The relationships, the kids and parents getting involved in the outdoors, and actually right to the point of harvest for some of those folks.
The one that stands out in my mind the most is that first year. I mean, the first year, all those kids coming out with their parents and kids coming to class excited about what they had done. And right after the firearm piece, we went out and trapped shot, and kids had done that. They came into the chemistry class and were hooting and hollering about how much fun they had. And one of the gals did not appreciate that and asked if we would kind of keep that conversation down. She was anti-hunt and anti-gun. And the year later, Mallory joined CYO with her dad. Neither one of them had been exposed to these activities.
Right.
And turns out trap shooting and archery became her two favorite things to do. Absolutely. And she was really excited to have had the opportunity to be educated in activities that just she'd heard from other sources probably weren't that popular. But that was a big hit.
That happened also with, I think, Shelley and Chris Kuntz.
Oh, right.
Shelley had never had a firearm in her hand.
Chris lost his dad shortly after CYO started this past fall, and it left a huge hole, I guess, in his life and our lives together. And I didn't want him to stop doing what he loved doing, and so I decided I needed to go with him. Couldn't believe what I was about to do. Here I had this gun, didn't know what to do with it, never held a gun, touched a gun, never even thought I would be shooting a gun, and so I went with him.
Kind of made me kind of amazed, I guess, speechless almost, because I never believed she'd go always kind of not liking guns to I want to go shoot and see what this is all about. And I don't think she admitted it at the time, but I think she's kind of starting to like it and have fun with it.
I tell you, once you bust one clay, you know how it is.
Yeah.
You're hooked.
Yep.
Thinking about all those relationships and watching those grow, how about a Don Barr and a Tyler Barr?
Absolutely. Tyler, that first year he came out, I can remember first couple activities, he'd sit on one side, Dad would sit on the other. Yeah. And now to see those two guys having so much fun, been in the program 3 years, and the day that I drove by his dad's store, pulled up, and saw the sign that said, "I close early on Wednesdays at 4:30. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I close early for my son and I are involved in CYO."
That's it.
Before CYO, I didn't spend a lot of time outside. I didn't have a lot of activities that I did. I spent most of my time just wasting it watching television or playing computer games or really just doing nothing. The relationship between me and my dad was kind of non-existent. We didn't have a lot of activities that we would do together.
There just seemed to be this widening gulf between us that no matter what we tried, it just didn't seem to get any better. And Tyler did sports when he was in middle school, but when he got to high school, he said, "Nah, I'm going to do sports," which was a shock to me because he loved basketball, it seemed like, when he was little. We just said, "No, well, you don't have to do sports in high school, you got to do something." That's how he discovered CYO. On a weekend, they had the hunter safety course, which was an all-day deal. All day Saturday, most of Sunday. As soon as we get in the door, typically Tyler, he splits from Dad and finds his own seat, and I'm kind of left to find my own. I decided, you know, this is an all-day deal, and I don't need hunter safety. I'm old enough, I don't need it. Don't plan on hunting, so I just go home. Next day, I take him back in for the second part of it, and I said, "Did you notice all the dads were sitting with their kids? I was the only one there who wasn't." I said, that bothered me a lot. And then the next day, when I took him to school, he said, "Dad, if you'll sit with me. I mean, if you'll come to CYO, I'll sit with you." And so I said, "All right."
Seeing this happen to these young kids at a crucial time where sometimes relationships do separate or go south. But boy, this builds them back together, puts them together.
We've now found a whole new group that we never even really thought about, but you know, Jim Mosier, who's been retired for many years and has been looking for something like this to get involved in, and now he gets to come back and help us out, and he's said many times that this is what really gets him up out of bed anymore.
He's 15 years younger, according to his wife. And I'll tell you what, Jim is at every activity and always asking for more opportunities. Because he's got a purpose to go out and work with young people.
Absolutely.
And that's positive on both sides. I mean, think about the young kids getting to have relationships with, you know, these older community members who are real passionate about these activities.
God gives us many gifts, and if our gift is to provide CYO for many more years, I'm up for it.
The outdoors will fit any high school. And it's not gender specific at all. It's open for moms and daughters, and to see it spread as quickly as it has, I think that prayer's been answered.
You know, Charlie and I are always talking about things that are really important to us, and it seems like kids and outdoors and making it fundamentally sound for everybody to participate is really important to us. CYO, Colorado Youth Organization. It was parented by two brothers, Tom and Bob Hewson. And they've got an incredible staff. They do a miraculous job. As you can see in this footage, they put families back together. As a matter of fact, they put family first in every single thing they do. We had an opportunity to go to the high school with them one night and watch the kids build rods. Guess what? They're not just building rods, they're out there using them now, and they're using something that they developed. They learned, look at the skills that when they decided to build those rods, the skills that they had involved. All the physics, all the art, all of understanding the parabellum, understanding the spine of the rod, all of those things. How many of those kids would have ever had the opportunity if it hadn't been for this CYO? It's incredibly important. If you can support them, and you can. It may just be that you have to call them, email them, and say, "Bob and Tom, buddy, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing." Give them your support. Go to www.outdooruniversity.tv. There'll be a direct link over to CYO. Do whatever you can for them because, buddy, they're on your side.